Rule number one, location, time, place, activity is on you. Don't hesitate. Stop asking her again and again what she wants to do for fun. All of this is on you. If she has an issue with the activity, location, so on and so forth, she is going to tell you that. So as the man, you need to act like a leader with the game plan. Location, time, place, activity is on you. And at the end of the day, if you can't plan a date, how can she trust you to really plan anything, right? If you can't plan something as simple as a date, how can she really envision a future with you as a leader, as somebody who can plan things in the relationship, right? So step number one, rule number one, all of the planning, location, time, place, activity is on you. Don't be a little boy. Be the man. Know what you're doing going into this date. Be the guy that has a game plan. Step number two, rule number two, presentation is key. So to keep it real simple, no sweatpants, no graphic tees. Make sure your hygiene, grooming is on point. Shatter the negative stereotypes, especially that you're gonna face as an Indian guy. Make sure your style is at least solid, good hygiene, good grooming. Make sure you smell good, you put on deodorant, put on a spray of cologne, and no graphic tees, no sweatpants. Now, depending on the activity or the date itself that you guys are doing, this could vary. For instance, if you're going on a walk, right, with like coffee, you're going on a walk in the park with coffee or grabbing a smoothie, going on a walk, more like a daytime-based date or even a daytime-based activity like bowling, mini golf, axe throwing. You getting all dressed up in like, a fancy blazer or suit or a really nice outfit isn't really gonna match the environment, right? So I'm not saying to not dress up at all. I'm not saying to not put in effort, but at the very least, dress for the occasion. And it's always better to dress up a bit than dress down. And definitely never wear cringy graphic tees, sweatpants, shirts with holes in them, right? Looking like you're unhygienic and you just woke up out of bed, right? So number two, be cognizant of your presentation, especially depending on the time of day, the type of date, and the environment that you're going to be in. Have a solid outfit that matches the occasion and the environment of the date. So, rule number three, since this is 5 first date rules that separate an attractive brown man from a basic brown boy, rule number three is first dates, you need to keep it simple and not flashy. So, first dates, don't be stupid. There's no point in you flexing your wallet, spending hundreds of dollars on an expensive dinner date with the girl that you're probably not gonna see ever again if the date goes bad, right? Most of the time, a lot of times on first dates, there's a good chance, let's be honest, you might not ever see this girl again. So don't be flexing with your wallet, leading with your wallet, spending hundreds of dollars on a date. Keep it simple, not flashy. So I always say the first date, the main occasion is to break the ice, see if there's a connection, see if you guys vibe, and you can do that by a simple activity-based date. It showcases that fun side of you to her, keeps you both on your toes instead of just interviewing each other back and forth. Or you could grab a coffee, smoothie, ice cream, and then go for a walk in the city if it's a nice day. But make sure the date isn't just you two stationary and interviewing each other back and forth the whole time, right? Which brings me perfectly to rule number 4, which is stop with the interview-based dates. Stop with the interview type of questions on your dates. Stop asking all these interview type of questions on your dates. Oh, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? What do you like to do for fun? What did you have for breakfast this morning? Have you lived in this area your entire life? Listen, yes, throughout the date, you should ask questions. But doing back-to-back interview questions again and again and again, it just creates a boring vibe. It creates an interview type of vibe. This isn't a job interview. The whole point is to break the ice, create that spark, see if there's that spark, see if there's that connection, showcase that fun side of you. She's not going to be attracted to you if all you're doing is asking question after question, back to back to back, which is a huge reason why I always say no dinner dates. Dinner dates create an environment where you two are just staring at each other across the table or next to each other at a table, just talking, making small talk. It's boring. So stop with the interview type of questions, which is why, like I was saying earlier in rule number 3, you want more fun dates, like activity-based dates, right? Or a date where you both are up and about and moving. Instead of just grabbing a coffee at a table, go grab a coffee, go for a walk. So again, rule number 4, stop with interview type questions. Instead, what you're gonna actually talk about, unique experiences, side projects, things you're passionate about, even like a unique moment that might have changed your life that's pretty eye-opening, where she can be the one that starts commenting. In fact, she will be the one that starts asking you questions back, so it doesn't feel so one-sided and interviewee, like you're the one that's constantly asking questions. So common topics, right, could be any side projects or side hustles you're working on. I also like to talk about places, very unique places that I've traveled to around the world that have changed my life, that have made me more eye-opening to things going on around the world, right? So unique experiences, things that really cause her to inquire more about you. Topics that'll pique more curiosity and interest and cause her to ask questions back, so it's not just a one-sided interviewee type of vibe. Another thing is when she starts talking about herself, actually listen to what she's saying. Point things out. Comment on things that she's saying. If she says something really cool that you can relate to, right? Listen to her when she's done talking. Talk about that commonality. Talk about that common interest. If she's a girl who's traveled to a dope city in Europe and say you've also been to that city, or maybe you've been to Europe, you can kind of compare and contrast flirtatious vibes, light compliments, making her laugh. If you make her laugh and she starts laughing about something funny you say, point it out. Be like, has anybody ever told you you have a really cute laugh? I like it. I could get used to it. I could get used to that laugh. You see how that's like light and subtle, but playful, flirtatious, right? You're not insulting her. You're flirting with her, teasing her, lightfully teasing her about her laugh, right? Things like that really go a long way to create that flirtatious vibe. But overall, with rule number 4, interesting conversation, is stop with the interviewee type of questions. Rule number 5, breaking the touch barrier. Greet her by giving her a light, gentle hug. Always. That's how it works. You don't go up to her like this is a job interview and shake your hand. You don't go up to her like this is one of your bros and dap her up, right? You'd be surprised. I know people that have done that. You don't go up to her and give her a fist bump like it's one of your homies. When you meet a girl for the first time, immediately, you can break that touch barrier very lightly by giving a light, gentle hug when you see her for the first time. Breaking the touch barrier, greet her with a light, gentle hug. Again, kickstarts the whole flirtatious vibe, romantic vibe, so she doesn't place you as one of those boring guys, right? Especially one of those boring guys that tend to get that dreaded text message, I didn't feel a romantic connection. Kickstart the connection by giving her a light, gentle hug when you first see her. Now, other things I want to point out when it comes to breaking the touch barrier, when you are talking to her, right? You should point things out. So if she's wearing a cool tattoo, lightly touch her arm, comment on her tattoo. Ask her, what does that tattoo symbolize? Is it something very unique that happened in your life? Not only does that get her talking more deeply, it creates the flirtatious vibe through that light touch and breaking the touch barrier, right? If she has like a ring on her hand, lightly touch the ring on her hand, right? Be like, that ring is so cool. Where'd you get it? Now, hopefully it's not an engagement type of ring, but you guys get what I'm saying here. Breaking the touch barrier is big. So light touches. she's wearing jewelry or rings, lightly touch and ask a question about it. If she has a tattoo on her arm, lightly touch her arm. Ask her about the tattoo. When you greet her, give her that light, gentle hug. Slow, small escalations do a lot when it comes to breaking the touch barrier and, again, creating that more flirtatious vibe, more romantic vibe, so it doesn't feel like just a boring date with zero vibes, zero romantic type of connections. Small things like that really help with the flirtatious vibe to get her to start seeing you in that potential relationship type of vibe. So, number 6, when it comes to first date rules that separate men from boys, brown men from boys, and I just realized, typo right here, I should say 6 date rules that separate brown men from brown boys. But rule number 6 is know when/how to escalate. Know when/how to escalate. A common move that I like to do, say I grab drinks at a bar with a girl. What I like to do usually on the second half of dates is ask the girl if she'd like to go on a walk. Now, if you are on a date where it's like a smoothie coffee date or ice cream date and you say, go for a walk, right? Maybe you grab some ice cream, you're sitting on a bench, right? Eating the ice cream, or you grab a coffee and you're going on a walk, right? And then you find a bench to sit at. That's a little bit different, but the same principle applies. Knowing when/how to escalate. So say I'm grabbing drinks at a bar, right? It's not too late. I always like to ask the girl if she's down to go for a walk. Make sure when you go on this walk, it's in the city where the lighting is good, well lit, so she feels safe. Hey, it's kind of nice out. Do you want to go for a quick walk? 9 times out of 10, right? If it was a chill date, most of the time they are down. And as you walk, right? Walk for about 10, 15 minutes and then see if you can find a bench, like a city bench, a park bench, right, where the lighting's good. And then ask her if she wants to sit for a bit. Hey, do you want to sit for a bit? That's all you got to ask, right? Then when you guys are sitting on the bench, continue talking, getting to know her just like you were on the first part of the date. Then a couple minutes into it, slowly put your arm around her. Read her body language. Is she backing away as you scoot slowly next to her? Is her body language more closed off or is she still relaxed, right? If everything's fine, slowly put your arm around her. And again, read her body language. If she tells you to back off or pulls away, then obviously you back off and she's not ready for that. She might be the type of girl that takes a little bit longer to open up, which is fine. Make sure you read her body language well. But if you slowly put your arm around her, everything's fine, right? The conversation's still going well. The next part of this is having good eye contact, then looking at her lips, then looking back into her eyes, and then slowly going in for the kiss. This is basic escalation 101. Now, there's a lot of things that could happen in between all of this. Maybe her body language is bad, she pulls away, she doesn't look comfortable. Then obviously you pull away, you don't go in for the kiss or anything like that. She could turn her head, say she's not ready, even say that she doesn't do stuff like that on the first date, which is fine. It varies girl to girl, right? A lot of girls are more open to being more flirty and playful. Other girls, they need more time to open up like that. It's fine. But when it comes to escalation, you need to know exactly what you're doing. You need to know when is the right time to escalate versus when is not the right time to escalate. How to escalate, right? Like I was saying, find that park bench, slowly scoot next to her, slowly put your arm around her, make good eye contact, right? Look at her lips, say a joke, a flirtatious joke, look back at her eyes, slowly go in for the kiss. These are all various steps when it comes to escalation 101, but one of the biggest rules is knowing when/how to escalate. Huge. Now, here's a bonus tip, right? Know when to leave. End the date on a high note. If the conversations are starting to drag and it's getting late. She might have mentioned earlier on the date she has to wake up early for work tomorrow. You have work tomorrow, right? End the date on a high note. Know when to leave. The dates shouldn't feel like they're dragged out and you guys are just sitting there constantly thinking of things to say, right? It starts feeling like there's a lot of dragged out silence. The vibes have seemed to kind of level off and start to go down. You shouldn't end the date like that. You should end it on a high note when the vibes are positive. If, say, you escalate, you start making out, right? But closing, going all the way isn't in the cards for you. Say she mentioned she has to go to work early tomorrow. You have to go to work early tomorrow. Then, tell her, hey, it's been a great night. I know you have to work early tomorrow. I have to work early tomorrow. I gotta get going. Say something like that, but I'll catch you soon. Text me when you get back home safe. Wait for the Uber to come pick her up if she called an Uber there, or if you guys walk to the location, give her a hug, but make sure you let her know, tell her, let me know when you get back home safe, so she gives you that text message and it doesn't feel like you'll never hear from the girl ever again. When a girl doesn't text you back after the first date, right, that usually means she's not interested in you at all. Always say that line at the end, this is a great night. It was nice getting to know you. Text me when you get back home safe. They'll usually text back something positive, had a great time, had a great night, looking forward to seeing you soon, something like that if the date went well. So these are first date rules that separate attractive brown men from the brown boys that are degenerates and don't know what they're doing. Now, I know how hard it is dating, especially in 2025. However, it's crucial you can really stand out from the vast majority of guys. It's crucial you know what you're doing. And at the same time, I get it. I know how hard it is dating as a minority, let alone being a brown guy. I know how hard the dating market can be, which is why I created my school community, South Asian Warriors, helping single South Asian men level up their dating life. When you're ready, click the link in the description and check out my school community, South Asian Warriors, where you can get the help and even work directly with me. I will literally, quite literally, set up a game plan to help you transform your dating life. When you're ready, I'll see you inside. Like and subscribe, drop a comment below. I'll catch you in the next video, bro. Peace.